Okay, in this video we're going to look at how to solve equations when you have a variable on both sides of the equal sign. And it's definitely a little more confusing and you're not sure where to start. So what you're going to do, let's start with an equation here. 3x plus 4 equals 2x minus 6. Here's our equation. Now again, the difficult part here is we have an x over here and we have an x over there. And before, when we did combining like terms, well, you just added them together. But because of this equal sign here, because they are on opposite sides of the equal sign, we can't combine them like combining like terms. So what I want you to do for now is if we pretend that we had an equation where we just had to move one of the numbers over, like -6 or +4, we're going to move it over. That's kind of what we're going to do. We're going to take the opposite of one of the two x's so that we get rid of it on one side of the equation. And then it'll turn into a two-step, just like we always did before. Now, in reality, you can pick whichever one you want. You can take away the 2x, or you can take away the 3x. It doesn't matter. But I've always found it easier to take the smaller of the two numbers. So since 2 is less than 3, I'm going to get rid of this 2x. Now, 2x is a positive, so I will do the opposite of 2x to both sides. And when I'm adding these or subtracting these, they have to take them away from the x's. I can't take away -2 from the 4 because this is a -2x. Draw my line. And over here, I'm left with 1x. 3 minus 2 is 1, plus 4 equals, and again, this is 0, so I don't have to write that there. I'll just have the -6 come down. And now I'm left with a two-step equation. In this case, it's really a one-step equation, but normally you'd just be left with a two-step equation. So I have plus 4, get rid of my 4 over here from both sides. This drops down is 1x or x. We don't have to write it as 1x. -6 minus 4 is -10, and that's our answer. We can check our answer. -10, plug it up here for x. 3 times -10, it's -30. -30 plus 4 is -26. So if I just make a little note, this side was -26. Over here, 2 times -10, that's -20, minus 6, and that also gets me -26. So I know that these two are equal. I know -10 is the correct answer for x. Alright, so that's the first example that I have for you. Let's look at a new problem. This one will be 5x minus 3 equals 2x minus 9. Same basic problem. Why don't you pause it, try to do it on your own, see what happens. Okay, so I gave you the advice before that you should take the smaller of the two numbers. So in that case, it's the 2x. 5x is bigger. So let's subtract 2x from both sides. Make my big line here. This leaves me with 3x minus 3 equals -9. Great. Now I'm left with a two-step equation here. Add 3 to both sides. 3x on this side, -6 on this side. Divide both sides by 3. And I'm left with x equaling -2. And that's my answer. Once again, I can plug -2 into the equation. -2 times 5 is -10. Minus 3 is -13. 2 times -2 is -4. Minus 9 is also -13. So I know both of those work. I got the correct answer. All right. Let's look at one more. And this one is going to be -3x plus 3 equals 2x minus 12. Same idea. Take the smaller of the two numbers and work on it. So try that. Pause the video and try that. Okay. Now this one I tried to trick you, so let's see if I got you or not. The smaller of the two numbers is negative 3. Negative 3 is smaller than 2. Now once again, you're going to get the right answer. Either way you do it, it's just that you typically end up with a positive result when you take the smaller of the two. So, and our answer, add 3 to both sides, plus 3x. Draw my line. Left with 3 over here, 5x minus 12. Two-step equation. Add 12 to both sides. That's 15 equals 5x. Divide 5 by both sides. And I get an answer of x equals 3. But let's say that you would like, that you did it the other way and you actually subtracted the 2 first. Well, let me copy that and add a new page in here. And then paste in this question again. Okay, so let's just try it out and see what happens if we, I'm not sure what happened there. If we do that same problem, but this time we're going to take away the 2x. So let's say we subtract 2x from this side. Subtract 2x from this side. Doing the same thing. We can do it. Start this side. Negative 5x plus 3 equals, that cancels out, negative 12. So the problem looks a little different, but you'll find we're going to get the same exact answer. Negative 15, divide both sides by negative 5. Negative 15 divided by negative 5, and x equals 3, which was what we got when we did it the other way as well. So x equals 3 either way. This way you just don't have to deal with the negatives. I guess it's not a big deal, but some people sure like it that way. All right, I lied. We'll do one more question for you. I know, this is so hard. 6x minus 4 equals negative 3x plus 9. All right, so that's our equation. So try that one, pause it, try that. Okay, I'm just fixing this up while you guys work on the problem. So you're going to take the smaller of the two numbers. We got 6 and we got negative 3. Well, negative 3 is definitely smaller, so I'm going to add 3x to both sides. It's going to leave me with a positive x. Get 9x minus 4 equals 9. And then we can add 4 to both sides. 9x equals 13. And then we can divide both sides by 9. And, well, gosh, you know, this is kind of an odd number, right? We have 13 over 9. That's kind of a weird number. Usually we don't get uneven numbers, but that's okay. I want you to also realize, especially the folks that are doing the challenges, that life doesn't always work out to be a perfect even number all the time. So it's okay if you sometimes get fractions in your answer. So I want you to be able to see an answer like this and say, gosh, I don't know. Usually he makes them work out. You go back through your work, make sure you did all the problems right, and if that still looks to be the way the answer is, then be confident in it and let it be. Okay, so hopefully that helped you understand how to solve equations when you have x on both sides of the equation.